Hello everyone, thank you for coming on my channel. My name is Muganga David. Today some people were talking about donor management, strategic donor management, and I decided to put up something for you guys. Feel free, comment and give your feedback. Thank you. Hello everyone, thank you for joining me on this channel. Many people have been asking on strategic donor management or donor management. And I decided to put something about donor management. And first of all, we shall ask ourselves, who is a donor? A donor is any person who makes a contribution to an organization. It can be a person, it can be an institution that he makes a contribution. And that once he has made that contribution, it means that he has given a donation. That contribution, it could be money, it could be non-monetary. It is referred to as a donation. So many people can write projects and then they receive money, and that is a donation, which it is a contribution that institution has contributed to the organization to achieve a particular cause. And those are referred to as donors. So when we talk about strategic donor management, we are looking at the commitment of organizations seeing the donors as a customer and providing a service to them that is better than they can find elsewhere. Even when they are sponsoring your project, they also have certain things they want to achieve. So giving them a service, you are giving them a service. Otherwise, they should have done such intentions of a project by themselves. But because of a past and so forth, many factors come in, they need somebody, and that's why they make a commitment to improve the lives of people, make development in the country. So when you are running a project, like you also look at the people who have given you resources as your customers. Also, they're important to your organization. So managing them better, it keeps them and they continue giving you resources that make your organization move on. Yes. So it is very important. Another aspect we could look at in donor management, it begins from the point when you make a contact, the first contact with the donors. That is very key, how we approach your relationships. How you develop those relationships is very important in terms of donor management, because once you introduce your organization, within 1 minute, somebody has already started making assumptions about you. So the way you carry yourself, the way you talk to different people makes a lot of sense to organizations. And that's why we are saying managing this relationship should be managed as a customer and a seller relationship. Somebody who is buying and another person who is selling. So managing that relationship is very key. Secondly, it is also based on the principle that donors of all kinds are more likely to give or to make a contribution to those organizations to which they feel they have greatest connection. So when you look at a donor, you're managing him well, he becomes part and parcel of your organization. Even when he is there, he feels for the organization, what challenges, what things they are doing, and even when they are achieving in terms of achieving the project outcomes or the results, donors also feel that they are making a contribution and they are making changes in our communities. So it is very important the way we handle our donors. We should pay much attention to all kind of donors that we are dealing with, new and existing donors. need to receive the best services from the organization. Whether you are the resource mobilization coordinator, the executive director, or an employee of the organization, it is your responsibility to build this relationship. It doesn't leave anyone out of the organization. The way the organization behaves makes a lot of sense, makes sense to donors. So when you are giving a service, we serve everyone. So in this case, all of us, all people in the organization need to build a good relationship where people can be viewed as responsible, people who can manage funds and non-fund. So if the organization, one of the things you should consider and look at, or the golden rule B, is if 30% of the 30% of the organization funds come from only one donor, then there's a need to worry. You need to widen up the funding source. Ideally, no single donor should provide more than 15% of the total organization income in a year. No, no organization is safe when they have only one donor. For example, if you decide to stop, the organization will close up and many people would lose jobs and the beneficiaries will not benefit from the benefits that the organization was providing. So that's why we need to do donor management. At this time, you need to make critical decisions about donor management. As an organization, you have to make a realistic choice about this, about your strategic intent towards donors. The reasons why you need donors, the reasons you need to mobilize funds or resources. So you need to be realistic about your goals of the organization and how to handle it. That's the most important thing, managing that aspect. Two, you must aim to be your aim should be constantly identifying new donors and new types of resource mobilization opportunities. At this time, there are many. You can write proposals. There is digital. We are going crowd fundraising, emailing, direct emailing, and so forth. So as an organization, you need to make choices. Which way should you take? You look at all these different ways of generating resources for the organization. So at some point, this means deciding a donor mix. You need to make a decision. So at what stage is your organization? You need small number of large donors. You have two or three, but they can give good substantial amount that will make your organization survive and be sustainable. Or you need a large number of small donors who will give like $50, $10, $5, or something in between. So these are decisions that you need to make, which will support you to manage, to do donor management. So some of the criteria that you may have to look at, you may have to exclude that those donors that you don't want to work for any circumstance that, that reasons the organization reserves based on the organizational values. You may also decide how much resources you are really willing to commit. A rule of thumb is that it takes 6 times as much to recruit a donor as to keep one you already have. So keeping the donor whom you have been working with for some time is easier than getting a new donor because this one understands the organization.